Story time, story time, story time. Hi, I'll be using this video to invite us to a program. But before I dive into the stories and the details of this program, I would like to share with us my own personal first experience when I physically attended. So I've attended the program online before, but my mind was not totally there. But this particular year, I happened to attend physically, and I've been attending ever since then. So I'll be sharing with us my first experience when I attended the program. That particular year, I was going through a lot. I was in a phase of my life where I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I was confused. I was sad. I wasn't happy because, I was not in the place where I wanted to be. I've tried a lot of things in my life, and it felt like as though everything was just working against me at the time. And so there was this particular thing that I wanted to do at that particular period. And so because of that, a family of mine sent me funds to do something. That thing that I wanted to do, right? So when the money came in, I kept it, in my account that, when this day arrive, I would use this money to do this particular thing. And so as the day goes by, I was just walking through the street of Instagram. Then I saw an ad of this particular program. And so when I saw it, I was like, they want to do this program again this year. Oh, that's great. Okay, now. And I just had this nudge in my spirit to, register for the program. And so while I was registering and I got to the date, and I'm like, this date is the same date with the day I want to go and do this thing. How do I do it? How do I even go about it? So by the time I did my, calculation of the funds that I have with me, it wasn't enough to, go to the program at the same time, go to where I wanted to go. And then I'm like, what am I going to do? It's like, we're going to put this program aside though, because this one is important. But I had this, nudge in my spirit that I needed to attend that program. And so I was in a place where I was like, this program, this thing. It's just like, at the time, I felt like a student that they sent, school fees. They say, okay, take this money, pay your school fees. And it's not like I had any other place where money was going to come in for me at that time. So, okay, if I spend the money, at least another one will call me, Abby. Nothing is coming here. As a student, you're not working. Your parents are the ones, so your parents have sent you money. So your own is to do what? Pay the tuition fee. But I knew right there in my spirit that I needed to attend the program. And what I wanted to do was also important to my life and destiny. So I was in that crossroad. I said, God, I don't know what I wanted to do. I remember in the corner of my room that particular day, especially the day that I was supposed to go for that stuff and the program. In the corner of my room, I went to God. I prayed. I said, Lord, I know deep down in my spirit that you want me to attend this program. I don't have the funds, the capacity to go. But the money that they sent to me to do this thing, I can use it to go for the program. But how do I explain myself to people that I did not go for that thing that was important to my life? It's just like saying that you have a job interview, but it wasn't a job interview. And then you did not go for the job interview and you are going for a program. People be like, are you okay or something? But then I knew what to do in my spirit. I knew in my heart that going to that program was very crucial to my life and destiny at the time. There's sometimes that we just need to make some move, for a particular season. There are some season, they call it kairos moment of our life. And at that time, I knew that attending that meeting was a kairos one for me, because prior to that time, like I said, a lot was not going right in my life. Even going to that stuff does not necessarily mean that it was going to go well, right? But I just knew that a lot wasn't just going well with me at the time. I was sad. I was depressed. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with my life and destiny. Everything was just, I don't know, like a void in my heart. And I knew that attending the program, I was going to meet with God. And maybe I would even get answers to the things that my heart were longing for. And so I told God, I said, God, between me and you, you know that this thing is important, but I am abandoning it to go to this program, to seek your face and your guidance. And I trust you with my life to direct me into your plans. And so I packed my bags. It was a 3 days program, so I packed my bags and I told my mom, I'm going to this program. I explained to her and she said, this one I want to go and do uncle. I was like, I just, find a way. And for some reason, she agreed with me and I carried my bag. I head to the venue. So, like I said, I already talked about how they sent me money. So it's not like the money they sent to me was billions of dollars or something. It was just a stipend to, channel it to that thing that I wanted to do at that time. But it was still enough for me to transport myself to the venue and attend the program. And luckily for me, it was a fasting and prayer program. So I just told myself that, okay, you know what? We are going to fast. We don't have to think of food, right? But the money was not going to return me back home. But I left anyways. And so I went to the program. Someone would say, are you okay or something? Right? But I went. Okay, so when I left for the program, I remember when I got to the venue of the program, I was still overwhelmed. It's not that I was not overwhelmed from maybe fear of how do I want to survive? No, I was overwhelmed. I was burdened. I was depressed. I was carrying a lot of weight in my heart of, God, what do I want to do with my life? What the things that I am doing are not going well. Like everything was just so tough, was so hard. The weight was too much for me to bear. I was at my last, my hand, my back were against the wall at the time. And so when I got to the program as registration team now, I joined the group. And so we started registering the volunteers because the first day were for the volunteers before members would start attending, from the next day. So the volunteers were coming in and then we were registering. And so in my mind, I will not lie, in my mind when they said registration team and we're going to register people, so I thought that, every single thing that we're going to use for the registration was going to be provided. And so I just carried my bag, my clothes, my phones, my charger, and I left. And like I said, I didn't even have enough money with me. And so when I got to the program, I got to the venue and we wanted to start registration. And being the first time at the time, being the first time joining that team. And so they said, we're going to, those of us that do not have our laptops with us, we can use our phones. And so, okay. So it was time to register people. Online registration, you're going to need data, right? And me that I'm on God, I don't want to get data. Because sincerely, somewhere in my heart, I thought that, we would have data, maybe just connect to a Wi-Fi or something. But, there was no Wi-Fi. People that even had Wi-Fi, were not around at the time. So we had to use our own, network. People that have enough data shared, like that. So it's not like the data at the moment was enough to go around for everyone to use. And so I thought to myself that, why did I not join this department when I did not have data to register people? Seriously, I thought to myself. And then I took another step of faith. So I brought out my phone. I said, the little data that remained on the phone, I'm sure the data that remained on our phone was not even up to 1 gig. Maybe a few MBs, not much. Because at that time, I knew my data set was so about to finish. But then I was like, okay, the remaining MB that remain now, let me use it like that. And wherever this MB finishes, I'm going to stop registering. My brother, my sexted. Like I said, the program was for 3 days. And so plus 1 day for volunteers now, it will make it 4 days for the total number of days that I was at this program. And so we started the registration with just few MBs left on my phone. So I started registering people. My brother, my sexted. Till I left the program, till I got home, at least I spent like a week there about after. I did not buy data. I did not connect to somebody's Wi-Fi. But I kept on using my phones, sending messages, replying messages on WhatsApp, And my phone never complained to me that your data are finished. I kept on registering, like I was so devoted at it. I put my heart to the registration thing. I told myself, you know what? I'm here to serve God. And I'm here to, like pour out my heart, yes, to God, but I will do my possible best to, like put my heart to it. Wherever this data is going to carry me and go, we continue. So I was devoted at, registering people that particular year. And yes, if I was just using it, I didn't connect to anybody's Wi-Fi. And my phone never complained to me that your data has finished. And I did not get a message from anybody saying that charge, bought data for me. Because of maybe somebody bought data for me. No, I didn't get any of those messages. But I kept on registering people and my data never finished. And even after the program ended, I still enjoyed it for like a week before I eventually got another data. Yeah. You can see that this video is already long. So I'm going to continue the story in the next video. So let me just use this brief moment to invite you to YMR, Youth Ministers Retreat. It's going to happen December. So YMR 2025. Yes, it's going to happen this year in December, starting from the 26th to the end of the year. So come and recharge. God is still doing signs and wonders. So stay tuned. Stay tuned to the next video while I continue, my story to invite you, give you reasons to attend the program. In fact, I experienced the mighty hand of God that first year, and it's still there. So I want you to come also enjoy it. So please do well to come and watch out for the next episode of me inviting you to YMR. Stay tuned. Bye.